comes States, and he's got Heyman. He's got Heyman. Figure four time.
Okay, gotta get
Now normally I wouldn't approach ya without a formal introduction. Never been the type to move fast, but feeling early eruption. Now tell me, are you down with that? Once you ride with me, ain't no coming back. I need a monkey, come hold me down. A real queen, now come wear this crown. Now we rockin' like, oh, holler out flex. Now we rockin' like, oh, I'll tell you what's next. Now we rockin' like, oh, holler out flex. Now we rockin' like, oh, I'll tell you what's next.
I'm sorry, I'll get it.
But yeah, man. So you guys over here playing 2K right now too, bro? Huh? That's not even fair. Like I can't even play 2K while podcasting with y'all.
Listen, I look, I hadn't even upgraded to the 5 yet, so I don't even have 2K25. Plus, I ain't played the WWE game since '07.
Oh
So
yeah, we gonna need you to upgrade, bro, so you can play like, bro. Like I said,
hey,
I'm.
listen, I'm there too.
You know what's funny? Like I try to hop on. Have you tried to hop on the island, Todd?
Motherfuck, no.
Oh damn, motherfuck no, huh? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's how we're gonna start. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Southern Flex Podcast. We are here, the Figure Four Show. It is me, the $1 man, Fred DiBiase, and I'm here with my boy T Mac, who's always been here since 2022, who just said the motherfuck no, right? But to my left is a new face, a familiar face to me, new face to y'all, to the Southern Flex family. First day we met, Atlanta, Georgia, hopping on that damn bus to Fort Jackson. And he was the first person I met in the back of that bus. He introduced all of us who was in the back of the bus. Because you know, when you get on this basic training bus, everyone don't know each other. They're quiet. They don't want to say nothing. But he broke the ice. The first thing he said, I'm a Patriots fan. But it already started, it started to go crazy. And then what's funny is that we start playing music. He started rapping. He saw everything. But I just want to say this to say that he called me out on Facebook, and this is why he's here, and this is why he's going to stay. My boy Michael Jackson, aka Mike Jack, welcome to the Subtle Flex family, bro.
I appreciate you for having me, man.
All right, so today, like I said, this is the Figure Four show, so we're going to talk about the road to WrestleMania. These guys playing the game too. I cannot wait. I'm about to go grocery shopping after this. And after that, don't call me, don't text me, nothing. I'm going to be on my game too. But it's so good. It's a real good game. And obviously, it gives a reaction because look what Todd did, right? But we're going to start off. It's been a while since we talked wrestling. And I'm so excited. Like I told Jack, I didn't have nothing scheduled. I just want this to be an organic conversation with two people that really love the game too. So we're gonna start off with the Royal Rumble. How did you feel about that PLE? Oh, I'm old school pay-per-view. And I'll start off with Todd, and then we'll go up to Jack, and then we'll just keep rotating that way the entire podcast. But how did y'all feel about that entire PLE and the winners? I know what you're gonna say about the female one. Go ahead, Todd.
Who, me? I didn't watch it. I don't even know who won. I ignored that one.
No.
The female one?
Yeah, Charlotte Flair won.
Oh yeah. I remember boys complaining about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, complaining about that. I like Jey Uso winning. I'm cool with that. I mean, it made it to me. It just made it kind of obvious. He's got to beat Gunther this time. There's no way they're gonna let him lose to him 4 or 5 times, whatever it is now. Something crazy.
True.
Just like last year, I wasn't real spun up on, or I wasn't real hyped up for like random entrances. I didn't think there was any like real good like random returns or anything. I mean, the Hendry thing was okay, but I think everybody expected it.
Yeah.
When it's expected, it's not as good.
How you feel about it, Jack?
Well, honest opinion. Congrats to Jey Uso. I feel like I've watched his career since he debuted in like what
20,
2011, 2012.
12. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I watched his career from that day, from beginning to now, and shit, I feel like he deserves a title shot, you know. Uh, and he putting on for the culture for sure.
Facts.
Bringing back some obsolete words. Yeet. um, yeah. Overall, I feel like he need this. This'll be a this a if he wins at WrestleMania, it'll be a career defining moment for him.
Yeah, so I will tell you this PLE, this pay-per-view was this actually like first of all, the female Royal Rumble was dope. I liked it. I don't like the outcome. Charlotte Flair coming back and being who she is, that's cool, whatever. It's not exciting because you see these rising female superstars coming up and you want those people to be up at Mania. Like right now, we'll talk about it later, but not having Bianca versus Rhea Ripley now, it kind of like broke my heart. It was like we've been waiting for this for years, right? And I believe they're the top two right now as we speak. But aside that, you get, the surprise entrances there. But when it comes to the 30-man Royal Rumble, I think this one was stacked. I think they did it right with all the numbers of people that went in. I think the surprise people that came in were justifiable. They weren't like gimmick goofy people. Besides I Show Speed, you know what I mean? Like that was cool. That was cool. It was something for WWE to have more viewerships from his side of the platform. But other than that, I think it was at 29 out of the 30 were stacked like big names. And they had that one rip where it was like literally Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, CM Punk, and they all went through. And then they had Mysterio come in and just like killed the buzz. I think they did it well. I think Jey Uso winning was also good. But I do want to talk about, all right, since then, right? Jey Uso had this momentum going, and I mentioned this in the podcast. I just feel like they kind of staled it with what happened at the Elimination Chamber, where I don't think the hype train is as big as Yesomania or Kofi Mania, where this is supposed to be that type of vibe where it's Yeetsomania, if you want to call it that. It's supposed to be Jey Uso's like I just feel in my opinion, for the other viewers, I think they think it different. I want to know your opinions on that, like knowing what happened in Elimination Chamber, which we will talk about later. But how do you feel about the momentum? Do you still think that hype of Jay going into WrestleMania is more exciting still? After Royal Rumble, it was, but after Elimination Chamber, I just think that kind of like died down a little bit. Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, I agree. I think it took a hit. I think Jey Uso he does a good job at building his own. He's got his own hype that he does pretty good at building. He gets that whole crowd, pretty hyped with the yeet and all that stuff when he's coming out with his intro, which is pretty good. I think over the last couple of years, WWE's kind of been failing at that, keeping hype up. Um, I think it's just one of those things like they have to figure out how to. It's got to be a slow burn. You know what I mean?
Right.
They they like the match, and then it's got a short fuse and it's over. And it's got to be more of a slow burn, I think, on some of these guys, like the Daniel Bryan one. I mean, that thing seemed like it lasted forever.
Facts.
Mm, yes,
What about you, Jack?
shit. It definitely took a hit, but like you and Ty said, shit, he got away with creating his own hype, and I feel like going into WrestleMania, everybody will be full on like behind him. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm rooting for him to win.
Yeah, well,
I'm still
like Todd
still
said,
on him.
bro, we're too smart nowadays. Like as wrestling fans, there's no way he doesn't win at Mania. There's no way. There's like how hand sanitizer says they clean 99.9% of the things. We know 99.9% of it is he's going to win. Like that, it's just inevitable. It is. But I will say, um, what other stories? Before we get to the chamber, what other stories were you intrigued of? And I'm pretty sure there's not that many, but I know that there's a lot that was like, we saw this coming. Like for me, Seth versus CM Punk, it's long overdue, and I'm not even excited for that. Um, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the like 11th time in WWE is getting kind of old. But what do you guys like going into Mania? What do you guys think? Are you guys more intrigued about?
I'm not intrigued on the Seth CM Punk one either, just like you. Punk, like you said, if it was 10 years ago, he would have came back 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it would have been a lot more exciting. Seth to me, you know how I feel about Seth in ring. It's great. His gimmick's getting old to me. That stuff is getting on my it's almost to the annoying part for me. But you know how I feel about the goofy gimmicks. They drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Um Drew's with who again? I c-
Drew's so we don't know yet. Like, but I did predict Drew with Roman because Roman doesn't have a dance
yeah.
partner at Mania.
Oh, he'll get one for sure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. And honestly, I
Yes.
wouldn't even mind. Honestly, if you could find something cool with Drew, if it's not that Roman, you could throw Roman in the Seth CM Punk. Anytime Roman and Seth are together, it's good in the ring.
Yeah. What about you, Jack?
Yeah,
Oh, shoot. I didn't know. Wait, you can keep going. I didn't know you were cooking
you're
still.
good. Say I was bummed out too that there was not to be. Didn't seem like there's going to be Bianca and Rhea. I mean, you know how I feel about most of the women's wrestling. You know, I'm not trying to hate on it, but I just feel like a lot of it's out of sync.
Hmm.
But there's like you said, there's a lot of good new ones, like the Valkyrie. She's pretty good. There's a couple on NXT that are pretty good. I mean, there's some up and comers for sure.
I'm looking forward to seeing how this heel turn for John Cena plays out.
All right, we're
I'm
going.
looking
We're
for
going straight to it. Let's go.
I I thought I swear to God I thought we was never gonna live to see the day that John Cena turns heel. We was just gonna have to live with the fact that hey, he's been this baby face for 20 plus years. We're never gonna see him be a bad guy. But then all of a sudden, flip of the switch, like, yo, I'm looking for that. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to the storyline between Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca. Because if and I'm gonna make a prediction. Bianca Belair is gonna turn heel.
At Mania?
Why? Probably at Mania, but it might be after. But
Raw after
Bianca's
Mania.
yeah, I believe Bianca's turning heel because her whole shtick was the EST of WWE, the strongest, the fastest, the toughest, the roughest. You know what I'm saying? That is until Jade Cargill showed up. So it might be a jealousy angle to play off of, and they have this one-off match or something where, or maybe even a series of matches to determine who's really the EST in WWE,
All right,
whether
so
whether it's
I
her
want
or
I want
Jade.
Todd to chime in because I know he's eager to say something about both of those opinions, and then I'll cook after that. But I know he's ready to talk. Go ahead, Todd.
I'll tell you this. I I liked John Cena when he first got in wrestling as a heel, you know, and he was the doctor, you know, at least, you know, an anti-hero type thing in the beginning. This heel turn, it just didn't make sense. It's 10 years too late. I would have liked to seen him cook with it 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Right now, I mean, he's retiring. It didn't make sense to me. So I don't know. The memes and stuff you get on Facebook with him doing the Make a Wish thing, and I mean, it's just bad. So I'm like, I don't know. And
On all levels.
Man,
I do agree with you. I think Bianca and Jade are gonna have a rivalry, but I think it's gonna be bad for Jade because it's gonna be obvious that she's not in the league with Bianca in the
Facts.
ring. I mean, obviously she's strong and fast and athletic.
yeah,
She don't she doesn't excite me inside in the ring at all. Not compared to Bianca, nowhere near.
Yes. So for the John Cena heel, so first of all, elimination chamber. That was a chef's kiss. That was the most cinematic like production that Holovec and them did. Like everything to the T, all these details with everything that happened. Um, with the female with Jay Cargill coming in. Bro, like I said, we're not stupid. If you're a true wrestling fan who follows, you saw this coming. That when Jay came, and I saw it when Naomi became part of the tag team champions. I was like, okay, Naomi probably set this up so she could get gold. So we don't know where the angle's going, but I do like the fact that you think Bianca should turn heel, but she's always been the ultimate baby face. I do want to see that, but I always thought when Jade was a baby face, it sucked. I think at least because she hid behind Bianca the whole time during the tag title run. At least at this point, we saw her as AEW heel person, and that personality it fits her. She has that fit to be a heel. She still has a lot of work to do with the in ring portion, but she's still that stature where people like still wanted to see those two. That's box office. The Bianca versus her.
Yeah.
But if that's going to be the thing, it might be like Jade being an anti-hero or type of deal where she's not trying to be the fans' fan, but they're cheering for her because you think Bianca's going to be this bad, which we need to see. I want to see her as a heel just to see where her talents shift because we know she's really good in the ring. We know she's just talented everywhere. So I agree. I'll look forward to that. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but I saw that on Facebook when you posted it, bro. When you said that, I was like, ooh, I was like, that's a good one. This John Cena one.
Right.
The John Cena one, I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, we had talks in our chat about Cody's heel turn, like because I've seen so many things about like Cody during his Bullet Club time, during his TNA time was legendary. I don't agree or disagree. It's like whatever. But I thought I was like, okay, he's gonna be the one that turns. That look in his face, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I was just flying back from Hawaii, so I get back in. It's about like midnight, and they replayed on AFN. Shout out to AFN because we don't have Peacock here. They replayed Elimination Chamber, so I got to watch it from midnight to like 2 in the morning. And like I'm like half asleep during the chamber, and when that happened, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of spooked the way his face looked when he picked up the thing. And just I was like, whoa! It was like 3 in the morning. I'm like, oh shit! I actually felt something off of that heel turn. It felt evil as hell. I think Todd, you're right. Like it is like a little too late. But again, I think it's right for Cody. I always tell the chat that Cody's a better chaser than a defender. He's way better to chase the title. So him having one, we get Cena to break the 17th title. He gets the 17th, and he breaks that record, and he gets to carry it to SummerSlam and have Cody chase him to SummerSlam. So I see the angle why they did it. And again, everyone thought that WrestleMania was it for John Cena. His last match is going to be in December. So like it's not like this is his last WrestleMania, yes, but it's not his last match. That makes sense?
Right, right.
Yeah. So how did y'all feel about that chamber as a whole? Because like I said, that was a legendary freaking storytelling pay-per-view for me.
I did want to comment on something before I forgot. You said that Cody's better as a chaser than as a champion. And unfortunately, you see that with certain wrestlers. And unfortunately, I think Jey Uso is going to be another one of those
I just thought about that
where,
when you said that. I was like, damn, he is kind of like
yeah,
that.
he's it's a face thing. You know what I mean? Faces, especially when they're in their face mode, they're better at chasing than defending. Ric Flair, when he was on most of his, he was always a heel.
Yeah.
Roman during his long reign was a heel. You know what I mean? Heels are better champions in a lot of ways, to me, anyways. But I've always liked heel wrestlers better than faces for the most part, or like a mix. You know what I mean? Like Stone Cold was never a heel or a face really. He was always the anti-hero. You could cheer him, he's still going to kick you in the balls and give you the finger. So,
Right.
I actually missed a lot of the chamber. I didn't get to see it. I was doing something else. I don't even remember what it was. I watched the end of it. I watched the John Cena turn, which was good. They did that good. You know what I mean? Whether I agree with the turn itself or not, the way he did it was good. It was surprising, which was cool. I like a good surprise, because like you said, as adults, we see the shit coming most of the time. So I
Mhm.
like it when they throw something in, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Um, I seen this thing on there where when you saw Jade at Elimination Chamber and you saw Bianca kind of worried in her pod, I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, you saw
So I think
Naomi's
that,
face too.
yeah, they gave
She
us a
looked
hint
back
that
like,
they set her up. Yeah, they knew they were screwed, right? And like you were saying with her, it's hard for big, strong-looking people, just massive people, to be faces
yeah,
when there's smaller people running around. You know what I mean?
right.
So yeah, it's easier for Jade to be a heel, just like Braun Strowman. Like he's just not a good face to me, and no matter what, I'm not a fan of his, period. But he can't play the face to me. Mark Henry was always a better heel, even though he's a face in real life. He's like a super nice dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But
What
yeah, go
about
ahead,
you?
Jax.
Yeah.
Oh
How'd you
yeah.
feel?
One. um, it was fire. It was fire.
Facts.
And one thing I wanted to say about the John Cena heel turn is that and he actually said this on another podcast. I can't remember which one it was, but he said that in 2008 when he had that TLC match with Edge, he was supposed to turn heel then.
I remember that segment. I
But
forgot what podcast it was.
It's
Vince
Chris,
was like,
right? Chris.
There you go.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he was supposed to turn heel then. And think about it. That's been 17 years since then. And now here we are 17 years later, he turns heel. He's gonna break Ric Flair's championship record. That's just what I think. Um yeah. 17. I don't miss nothing. But overall, Elimination Chamber, it was fire. I loved it. Um, only thing is with it was just Sammy versus
Yeah.
Kevin Owens. Yeah, we seen that coming. And but they had a pretty fire ass match though.
It was a great match, but it's just like we see this all the time with them too.
Yeah,
They're always gonna do great matches.
Yeah, their whole careers. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing about best friends or brothers, right? They know each other so well. They're gonna have good matches, but the story behind it needs more to it to, you know what I mean? We've seen it too many times.
How
yeah.
does it? How do y'all feel about the? So where do you think that? That's a good point to bring up too. But where do we see that story coming? Especially because Randy came back and he almost did the punt. I was so like, oh shoot, he's bringing the punt back. Where do y'all see that at?
I like
Mm.
Because
I'd like to see him kick somebody in the mouth.
Hey, if he bring back '09, man, I'm here for
I think that was,
Or Cena
and
retires in December.
that's good storytelling though. Is everyone saw the anticipation at the corner, like he got the leg set up, and he's about to go, and then
right.
everyone jumped him, but they led to believe like it's coming because the pile driver is illegal now, and they allowed it to happen, and he got the worst end
Yeah.
of that, and now he's like, you know what? If you're gonna bring something illegal back, well, hell, shit. I'm bringing my punt back. So that's the story I saw after they stopped it, and like you said, I'm here for it too, because we need that Randy back real quick before he retires.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely heel. He's always better heel.
Oh,
We need
yeah.
the
He just
legend.
got that look for it, you know what I mean? He always looks pissed off. I mean, he's aggressive naturally. He's slow and methodical, and that's always what's been real good about him.
Hell yeah! All right, so we talked about both WrestleMania type of pay per views moving forward. We have like about 40 days to WrestleMania. We kind of know what we're looking at right now, right? For day one and day two. I kind of think Gunther
Mhm.
and Jay is going to be the main event of day one, of course, because with the heel turn, they're going to anticipate Cena to be the very last match with Cody. So I get that part. So we know the outcome of Jay Uso and Gunther. But my question is, now that we kind of know all of these matches, I kind of don't like where the tag team division is at this point. How do y'all feel about this tag team division? I really don't like it. I'm glad that the Street Profits are kind of getting some steam, but we have a staled New Day, and then like I want y'all to like click on this because, like I said, I'm not big. This tag team division sucks. Like it sucks big time. And go ahead, Todd, and then Jack, you next.
Hmm.
Tag team wrestling's my favorite, and it's upsetting. Um, New Day been stale for me for 10 years. That's
Damn.
that same goof. They've been doing the same goofy gimmick for 20 years. Xavier Woods should have kicked somebody in the head a long time ago,
Yeah.
way before Ridge Holland ended Big E's career, unfortunately.
Ooh,
Um, the tag team that man, I miss the old tag teams. You know what I mean? It's like you said, it's gone stale. Tommaso and Gargano just they don't excite anyone. Um,
the motorboat
I can't.
machine guns.
They're old, right? At this point, they're
Yeah,
just old at this point too. The
yeah.
Street Profits are the best tag team that needs to split up. Unfortunately, at this point, I think.
I know. I
But
want
I
this tag
like
team
those
to cut.
two. I like those two. But who else? Who else is competing with them right now?
No one.
No one. Not on NXT doesn't even have any good upcoming tag teams that I notice. Not
No.
anybody that gets them excited. Nathan Frazier and Axiom doesn't excite anybody. Not as a team. Yeah, they're fun to watch a
Fraction.
little bit. But they're not.
Yeah. I pretty much had the same sentiment, man. It's like I miss the days when what's his name? When FTR when they was in WWE. Like it just it's gotten sour. Like hell, like Ty said, Xavier Woods should have been turned heel or something, or split from New Day. Uh, the way they going around, after they heel turn and they kick Big E to the curb, it's like, what else you got? You
That's
know?
it. Yeah. I think
Like,
what sucks about the tag, I think they just put the tag team division to the side and made it like oh yeah, like a house show gimmick. Like, hey, yeah, go ahead. Like for example, the War Raiders are I forget they're champions, right? And they had a match this Monday, and I'm like, oh shit, they're champions. And like, why I haven't seen them I haven't seen them on a PLE defend them. They always defend it on the Raw, and it's like, okay, these are our champions for Raw and SmackDown to just we have a champion to defend. But it's like, bro, for some of us who really grew up loving tag teams, I'm 36 years old. I'm old school. I'm the Rocker. I'm the Heart Foundation. I'm Demolition. You know what I mean? LOD, right? And then you go up to the Attitude Era with the Edge and Christian, Hardy Boys, even the Headbangers. Shout out the Headbangers. They're in the WWE game right now, right? Mosh and Smash, Mosh and somebody. I forgot his name,
Right.
but
Right.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, and then the Dudley Boys, right? And then you come into the time where the New Day versus the Usos are going up the chain, and then they had like FTR and the Good Brothers and like those tag teams. Right now, they have something that they could fix. And in my opinion, you have the Street Profits. You have a legit team that you would never push. Like right now, I think they're slowly cooking. And like you want to talk about slow cook. I think they're trying to slow cook them into a storyline because now there's quote unquote heels, but everyone likes it. But I think what they need to do is crown them, let them be champions, and let all these bum ass tag teams be part of their resume until something else happens. Because I don't see nobody else, like you said, I don't see nobody else at Street Profit level at all. Like you have Pretty Deadly, trash. Um,
Yeah, I hate them.
yeah,
That
Motor,
gimmick is horrible.
yeah,
Fandango and
Motor
Tyler
City.
Breeze all over again.
Motor City Machine Gun, old, very good tag team in their day, but they're old. DIY is stale. They used to be a great tag during NXT. Then you have who else is out there? Another one that I really think they missed on was Austin Theory, the A Town Down Under. I think they had a potential to be a really good tag team, but they're
yeah.
not. But we see now that they're about to break them.
But it's the same
Mm.
thing as Street Profits, cocky heels. You know what I mean? You can only have
Yeah,
so many of the same gimmicks. They got to figure that out
yeah,
too.
yeah. You're absolutely right. But I like them in ring. But then you look at the War Raiders; they're old. Like, why are they champions right now? So like they
They
have
were good at NXT.
very good. They were, bro. They were. I think they just didn't use them correctly. That's all I'm saying. And they keep giving them
Yeah.
freaking new tag team names. Are you the Vikings now? Are you the Raiders? You're the Viking Experience at one point. It's like, bro. Come on, give him War Machine. Shit. But
Yeah.
the tag division, yeah, it's a little stale. I really hope that they change it because I think it's the who's the champions on SmackDown? DIY. They're defending it at Mania, predicting wise, with the rest Pretty Deadly and all of them over there, which sucks. It's like, so what are you doing with the ones at Raw? Like, what are you gonna do with that tag? I don't even know the tag teams in Raw. If they need to bring my Tongans back, like when Tonga Lua, I know no one likes.
God.
Yeah, no one likes Bachaloa. I get it, but Tama Tonga is
He
so
does
good,
fine with the other one though.
huh?
He does fine in a tag team when you kind of because you can hide him a little better.
That's because of the greatness of Tama. You know me, bro. I'm a Tama Tonga like fanatic. He is so good in ring that he can hide that. But yeah. Did y'all had anything else to say about the tag before I go to this next topic?
I was gonna
Yeah, I'm
go ahead,
oh
man. I was
shit.
thinking there was a team on SmackDown that excited me, and I can't remember who it is. Oh, who they won't push them? Angel and Garza. They just keep changing their names and don't let them do anything, and I don't get it.
Oh,
I Very good tag. Just they're just there just to be there. They're punching bags, and I hate that shit because they're really talented. Really talented. What you had, Jack?
oh yeah, I'm like you. I like the old school tag teams like the APA, Harlem Heat. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? Steiner Brothers. You know,
yeah, man.
uh,
We gotta get back to
guys like
tag team, man.
yeah, they got to do something. They got to do something. Make it fresh or something.
All right,
Like
there's two topics. I'll get back to Mania, but I know I'm gonna forget. So the merger of NXT and TNA, I want to talk about this. This is big, and there's a lot of things.
mm,
There's a lot of things that could come from this, right? Because NXT, kind of is WWE. If they want to, like I said, I'm predicting AJ Styles versus Joe Hendry for the TNA title in an Impact Zone, right? I think that's going to happen in the near future because AJ's right now only beefing with Dom Mysterio, and that's just disrespectful to the Phenomenal One. But
He's
I
getting
love
old too, though.
yeah, I love the merger, and it's cool to be a wrestling fan right now. Other outside of being an Attitude Era kid, like it's cool to be a wrestling fan right now because you're not gatekeeping no more. They're mentioning Chris Jericho and Edge's names when they do like records in WWE. That was forbidden during Vince's time. You don't say that the opposing whatever. No, they're bringing it up like the last time, blah blah blah. Edge was the champion. They're bringing up AEW names and they don't care no more, and I love that because you got WWE now has Evolve, right? If you guys never watch Evolve, Evolve is now like the minor leagues to NXT because NXT is now like AAA, right? Evolve is
okay,
kind of like single A in baseball. And then of course WWE being the majors. They've got Evolve. Evolve used to be its own thing because if you watch everything outside of wrestling, Evolve even had Will Ospreay at one point. So you
okay,
have Evolve and they have I forgot, I think it's Dream in Japan. Where they have, Shinsuke go over there. Like it's so cool. And I just want to get your opinions on like the era that we're in, this Paul Levesque era, how open and like free it is to like AJ Styles go to Japan to go do a match. Shinsuke goes to Japan to do a match. They let that's another underrated guy, and I know Todd's a bit Ludwig Kaiser going back to his hometown in Germany
Germany.
to go back to his Hamburg, Germany to go do his thing. This is bro. It's I told Max is like you're a lucky kid, and I just want your opinions on how y'all feel about this era and especially the merger with TNA and NXT.
You brought up Ludwig, and I like Kaiser. I also liked Eichner too. I know they cut him recently. Hopefully he goes to TNA
Yeah.
because he is good. He's very athletic. He's very talented. I think in ring as well. It was that gimmick they had. That very Axis, I guess you would say, gimmick they had that was very strong with Gunther for a long time.
Yeah.
The TNA NXT thing's cool, right? Because we're gonna probably get Oba and the TNA guy Moose.
Moose.
Yeah. That's just, as Booker would say, that's just meat on meat action. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo.
I would have liked him to have done it a little earlier because I think Josh Alexander's pushing like he's gonna go to AEW,
Yeah, he's
and I
getting
really
he
like
said
Josh Alexander.
the top money. And Tony Khan gonna throw it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I like it when our bald headed brothers win, and I think he would have been good anywhere. The only thing that I don't like about NXT TNA merger type stuff is just like when WWE grabs people from TNA, is they waste them in NXT too long before they call them up. You know what I mean? They used to do that back in the day. Like
Yeah.
this dude doesn't need to be in NXT. He's already got a big name. He already knows how to wrestle, and he already has a good gimmick. Like, why are we wasting him? That's the only thing that worries me about it. I mean, you're gonna get to see cool stuff, right? The Hardys are gonna come play around if Jeff can stay sober. Um, I mean, you'll get some cool matchups. Joe Hendry. I don't know. I don't think AJ's the guy I'd really like to see Joe Hendry with. I think just because of his age. I mean, any AJ and TNA is cool because that's where he started. That'll always be cool. But I'm thinking like matchup wise, I don't know. Have you watched too many Joe Hendry matches? The,
Before this gimmick, I have, and he's done okay. Like he's not like he's a gimmick wrestler, not like an in ring wrestler.
yeah. Yeah, so when the gimmick gets stale, he gonna be boring, and I think it's getting close already,
That's good.
honestly, to me.
That's a good point.
Yeah. First of all, I didn't even know this merger even happened.
Really?
This is new. Yeah, for real. This is news to me because okay, I like you said, it was always forbidden in Vince's era. But I'm liking the direction that Paul is going. You know what I'm saying? Acquiring TNA, having TNA superstars in NXT and all that. And because for a minute, that's how I heard of AJ Styles was I was watching TNA back in the early 2000s, and yeah, uh with the problem, uh like Ty said, wasting that time too much in NXT because I already knew who Moose was.
Yeah.
Moose was a TNA champion at one point, you know. So I mean, this guy's ready now. Let's
Oh,
let's get him up there.
he's the X Division champion as we speak.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. But
Yeah, but
yeah, he was
I see.
they're cooking like what you said, Todd. If y'all haven't been watching, like Obafemi's beefing with Moose as we speak. They're already like in a storyline right now. Obafemi's already been to the TNA Impact Zone and has teamed up with Hardy to go against that. I don't know. I forgot. Oh, Trust the System. I guess that's the faction that Moose is the leader of. With
hmm
I
Eddie
forgot his
Edwards.
Eddie
Is that
Edwards
the one
and
with
then
Eddie Edwards?
yes, Eddie Edwards and he used to be with us. He used to be WWE also. He's a good friend with
Oh, Myers.
yep, him. Yeah, yeah. So those
Yeah.
guys are in a faction together, and they've already done their stuff because Moose came to NXT and faced off with Obafemi, and they already had their like, hey, it's gonna happen, and now they're going back and forth to each side, and that's what I love about it is, and then like when you brought up Breezango when Fandango came because he's a TNA guy, right? I forgot his name, but in TNA right now, but when he came to NXT, they allowed him to do his Fandango song. Uh, but he did. It was for nostalgia because guess who else did it? Santino Marella came in and did his old song at NXT. So you get those like those nostalgias. Like guess like what happens if AJ does go back and fight him? He's gonna get the old AJ Styles TNA theme song. This is what I'm a big theme song entrance type of person. I know what you're saying, but I'm saying like just for nostalgia to hear it again because we're never gonna hear certain music anymore because they're no longer going to be around or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Todd, because I
I
know you
don't
want to say
know.
something.
I don't. I don't know if you watched AJ's interview with Chris. I know we keep shouting out Chris, man, but he's got the best wrestling podcast going on right now, right?
Yeah,
And the
he
rest
gets
love
all
him,
the
so he can't.
exclusives, bro.
Mm.
Yeah. So did you watch the one with AJ and Chris? Because AJ
I
said he
watch.
hates that damn song.
Okay, so
He hates that.
I watch clips like instead of watching the
Yeah, me
entirety,
too.
I would watch the ones where they have titles of like when Vince brought him in 2016, how did he feel? Or like
Yeah.
I never watched the entirety
Yeah.
of it. But that's my thing is like when Nick Nemeth comes over, will we hear Dolph Ziggler's theme song? You know what I mean? Those are the things I was saying. Like Matt Cardona, if he ever's come back, is it gonna be woo woo woo, or is it gonna stay Matt Cardona?
Oh,
You
he's a
know
free agent right now.
who?
Cordona's a free agent right now.
Well, he's since he got released, he's always been like. So I don't know if again it was Chris's podcast where Chelsea Green brought up. Um, Chelsea
It
Green said,
was.
"Yeah, hey, why don't you just not tie yourself to one place? Just bounce around and be that indie guy where everyone doesn't know where you're going to be at."
Tell me if this would be pretty cool if they couldn't figure something like this out. Just like all the other sports we watch, right? NFL, NBA, MLB. These companies, those are companies, right? That own all the trademarks, all the stuff that have to do with that team.
Yeah.
And then they contract the players, the point guards, shooting guards, the quarterback, whatever. Why can't they do that in wrestling? Something like that. That would be cool, like the old territory days, but mixed stuff. You know what I mean?
What do you like?
Then we
Give me
would
an
get the
example.
crossover. So like WWE can still have their 3 shows, right? Or
Yeah.
say they cut it down to 2 because once a week they mix with AEW or once a week they mix with TNA. That way we see more
Oh,
crossovers.
okay.
It's all of it's contract based anyways. And then they could trade in between each other, right? So like say Joe Hendry gets stale. Well, they can trade his ass to AEW and maybe he'll pick up something there.
Mm. I get
Mm,
what
And
you,
then
I
you
I
get
get
I get
like
more
what you're saying
crossover
now.
matches.
I like that. I actually like
They'll
Debo,
never do it because they're too greedy, but
For the 49ers, you're not going to do good, but maybe you'll do good over there in Washington. So we're going to trade you over there. I get what you're saying now.
I mean,
Uh,
WWE kind of did it at one point, right? Because they had Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. Remember when ECW was there for a little
yeah,
bit,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they kind of did that. I liked that a little bit better because then there was like brand competition as well, and there was
yeah.
trades, and I don't know it. Like it's the sport entertainment aspect of it. You know what I mean? Let's. It's okay to be a little more sport too. That's like what I always tell Tim. Like I like WWE, the storytelling's good, but man, I hate watching Raw sometimes, man. I hate waiting an hour to get a match, and then the first
Yeah.
match sucks anyway.
Too much
Right.
promos.
And then AEW had the exact opposite problem. It'll be match, 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 and I don't know what the hell they're fighting for. It's good, but
Right.
I don't know why.
Why are
TNA,
you fighting?
That's bad.
TNA is good at mixing it up. The problem is they got a lot of dumb gimmicks. They are always bad about having some pretty bad gimmicks over there.
Mm.
Like, what did he do to make them guys so angry?
Damn, you said something. And I was like, I was gonna hit on something that you said that made. I was like, oh, that's a good point. Oh, territories, right? Back in the day, you had your territories. I feel like we're in that era again, because of social media.
Close.
Because of social media, we got so much content from other places to watch wrestling now. Like I said, MLW, I watch that shit. I love watching some of those wrestlers over there. Like we talked about with TNA, we have TNA, we have NXT, we have like it's just, and then I don't watch live Japan because they don't, the promotion sucks. I don't know when they go live. I just find it on YouTube and I'll watch it, and it's a hell of a event. So like I'll do those, I think we're back into that territory era, but not in a bad way. Because back then it was like, no, this is my wrestler, you can't have him. But now we have it where
Mhm.
it's like you don't know what's gonna happen, but you'll see these wrestlers now, like what Todd wishes happens in WWE, but like there's onesies and twosies going out there and doing a surprise show up to like their old indies spots just to show some love back to where they started and stuff like that. How do y'all feel about
Mhm.
that? Like,
They- Both these shows have general managers make them work. Just talk about WWE only, right? They got 3 shows. Even them out. You don't need to. You got LFG, right? That new thing, and you got the other thing you were talking about, Evolve. That's a predecessor to NXT. So we don't need another learning brand. Let's have 3 brands, 3 general managers who have to trade. You can make up a salary cap or whatever you want, and tell us what you're really paying. We don't care what you're paying them,
yeah,
right? It could be whatever. But just make it's sports entertainment. It's okay to make it that way. You can have NXT. I mean, they could have WCW and ECW as the 2 other companies and WWF as the Raw one if they wanted. You know what I mean? I'm just saying they could make it a little different. They could brand sell all 3 of those brands different and make trades and all kinds of stuff that I think would be intriguing instead of talking for an hour on, Seth Rollins coming out in his wife's clothes telling us something for an hour. I'm I get lost.
Right.
You have
Uh,
anything?
I'm shit. I have the same sentiments, man. Like, yeah, you got what you got general managers for if they not making the matches. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
so I'm so like attitude error, ruthless aggression, where the general managers made the decisions and shit. You know what
The
I'm saying? Like,
Undertaker.
you're gonna go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker. Well,
That was a good
well,
impersonation. I like that.
Yeah.
you know, like have like heel general managers like Eric Bischoff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
God, we all hated Bischoff, and especially in WCW, he was such a
right.
twat.
He's real. That was a good gimmick, I guess. Then shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, Paul Heyman and ECW did it a little bit.
Oh, the goat.
The
speaking of Paul
TNA
Heyman,
guy's pretty good.
I
The guy
love
that's been there
Paul.
forever.
Go ahead. You want to cook about Paul Heyman? Go ahead. I mean, look at you. You got
I
so much words.
I love Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is that guy. I just have to just say that. You know what I'm saying? Because Paul Heyman, and I watched his documentary of how he came up.
I did too.
Man's brilliant. Man's is brilliant.
A hustler.
That's all I got to say about it.
You
Like
know,
he,
the biggest mistake going on right now in wrestling, whether it be WWE, AEW, or TNA, is why in the hell is Bubba Ray Dudley or Bully Ray, whatever he goes by now, only on that podcast, which I listen to sometimes in the morning,
thank
not
you.
writing for somebody. He should be making somebody's decisions.
That was a topic I was going to bring up too, and I'm glad you brought it up because I forgot. But what is it? It's what's the podcast called?
Busted
Because
open.
What's it open? So I watched it frequently, like here and there, but it wasn't until you brought it up, Todd, that because now in my office when I'm doing my stuff, that's on the whole time. I don't care if a soldier comes in or not. You're gonna learn something about Bully Ray. But what you're saying is true, and with that podcast, you start to see the genius in Bully Ray, and you hit it. I think and I don't know who said it. I think it was me, but one of us said that Bully Ray. Oh, Eric Bischoff said it in his podcast. It was like, how can we fix AEW? Make Bully Ray the creative. I'm like, whoa. When he said that, I didn't even
fact.
think of that. I'm like, whoa. Now you're cooking
They need
if you can
somebody.
hire him. And I think that would be the answer if you put Bully Ray there in creatives. But he's so invested in that LFG stuff right now. But I think he would fix that storytelling problem that you mentioned.
Even Dreamer would be better than what they have now. Dreamer's not
Mm,
bad either.
yes, not both of them because he cooks on that podcast too.
Yeah, he's just different temperament.
You know how you mentioned in the surprise elimination chamber. I was watching that podcast, that episode with Mark Henry on there, and when Bully Ray gets surprised, and you took I think he said take the wool from me or whatever. Like when you get that man surprised, then you know you did something good because you're looking at
Oh
that
yeah.
like, oh shit, Bully Ray got
Mm.
surprised. We're not even in the industry like that. We understand it, but we're not deep in it like he is. And if he got surprised, y'all cooking as a producer.
You know what else
Mm.
hurts me? Watching like Elimination Chamber, TLC, all those matches, right? Those matches are high impact. You're supposed to beat the hell out of each other. WWE's on NXT now, or NXT. On Netflix. There we go. A little blood's not going to hurt, guys. You don't have to be AEW. That's too much. Like Moxley needs to chill out before he dies. But it's okay. Like it's Elimination Chamber. I want to see a little bit of blood, just a little bit. You know
True.
what I mean? It can be fake even. They don't have to be cutting themselves if they ain't into that. I'm fine with that. I understand that completely.
It's
But
just for
figure a
that.
way to incorporate it a little bit. It doesn't need to be Ric Flair. You know what I mean? His hair's white, and now it's red.
Well, take the mats off the floor. Take the mats off the floor. That's what it was made for, man.
He tried to. KO tried that until Randy Orton came in. Hey, so you
Oh
mentioned
Lord.
you mentioned NXT, and there was a point in time. All right, you had the gold era. I will still fight to this day. Like we need NXT takeovers again because those were dope. I fucking loved when NXT takeover on Saturdays. They get to see the big stage and like perform, but we also got who's coming to NXT just sitting out there like Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre came in, AJ. I mean,
Mhm.
not AJ Styles. Adam Cole came out there and just hung out, stuff like that. With NXT going into the 2.0 stage, it got stale, and it was the worst ever. I felt bad for Carmelo Hayes. I felt bad for at that
Trick,
time.
Trick,
Uh, who? Oh yeah, yeah. But I feel
pretty good.
sorry for that. Like Solo was in that era. LA Knight was down there too at one point, and then like that era like sucked. It really sucked. But I want y'all opinions, and I really want Todd's opinions on this new era of NXT that we're in. I really feel like the women's wrestling has overtaken.
It's,
It's
it's
overtaken
stacked.
NXT. It's fucking stacked.
Just like TNA. TNA's always had the best women's division of all of the brands. I don't
The
know where
not
they get
the
them, but
knockout.
they
Yep.
always have the best one. NXT, dude, back when NXT really first, once they got past the gimmicky stuff and they were actually like a show, when Adam Cole and all them were there, that was the best thing WWE had going. I wasn't even watching Raw or SmackDown right then.
Facts.
I think, and then I think a lot of these guys get, that's why I said stop calling them up. You know what I mean? Make a show, it can have a different speed to it. You know, people hate on AEW, it's too flippy sometimes. That's what people say, right?
Right.
Well, NXT can have a little more of the flippiness if you want, because that has a lot of smaller guys a lot of times. But that's what kids be like Dijak, right? Remember when he
Yeah.
was in NXT with a old boy that got hurt? I can't remember his name. The big dude that could fly. I
Keith
can't
Lee.
remember his name. Yeah, they used to have some banger matches.
Yeah.
Dijak gets called up. They didn't know what to do with him. They didn't even use him right. No more flipping.
Retribution.
That was stupid.
They gave him retribution. Now he's at MLW.
NXT has some promise though, man. Braun started it. Breaker started it pretty good once before he left.
Yep.
He's exciting, man. And you guys can hate on I Show Speed all you want. First off, that kid is hilarious, and
He
second off,
is.
he took a
He
hell of
is.
a spear. So I give him credit.
Yeah, I wasn't making
Yeah, I
fun.
give
I'm
him
just
credit for
saying like
that.
legit like wrestling names during that run. But I give him his damn head is still
That's for the
connected,
kid.
damn near. Yeah.
They
What about
brought
you?
him in for the kid.
Hey, what?
Um,
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say.
like the I like the big like the first generation of NXT. After they came into 2.0, it was like, I ain't even watch it. But now, and I'm currently not watching the new era NXT, but I'm seeing a whole bunch of their videos coming down my timeline and whatnot, and I'm looking at them. I'm
What
looking at them.
videos?
Don't be looking too hard.
Hey, not those. Not those. That's only in the nighttime. But I see a lot of their matches come down my timeline, and it's like they put on bangers. It's like,
There's so
bruh,
many of them.
I don't
Like
even, yeah, and like, I don't even have to know the storyline to know like, okay, these two guys, they showing some promise. Like I don't know the names off the top, but I'm a brush up. I'm a brush up on it.
look,
Oh yeah.
hey, look, Shawn Michaels not slick how he's recruiting. All right, Shawn Michaels is not slick how he's recruiting these women wrestling, bro. 'Cause
Yeah.
I like her. Bring her. Let's go. She can go. But like,
It's back to the '90s with actual talent.
look, I love this women's roster. I think like you nailed it, Todd, with the Impact the knockout division, right? With Gail Kim and all them. Now you have Jordan
Mhm.
Grace coming from TNA, and she's a full-fledged NXT star now. You have Jada Parker. You don't like her?
I liked Jordan Grace at first. Something now towards even her end of her TNA run and now in NXT. I'm over it. I don't know what it is. I'm not
Mm.
trying to be a hate.
So I'm not a big fan of hers. I just know the name, that comes with it. It brings a light into this division more because most of these
Yeah,
females are NXT raised, right? She's coming with her own resume. Like she puts a little bit of legitimacy to this roster now, and like I said, Jada Parker is next. I hope she does. And I forgot the other black female's name on there. Oh, what's her name? She's part of that group, but she came out and did her thing on the SmackDown one time, and she did well.
not last, right?
No, yeah, her.
Yeah, that one.
Trick's girlfriend, Trick's little flirt. Yeah,
Yeah.
so like she's pretty solid. There's a lot of people that like Julia, right? if you didn't watch Japanese wrestling, you didn't know who Julia was. And then, like you said, the what's her name now? Oh, what's her name? She's from Colombia. She wears all red, and she's the champion now.
Oh,
The
she good too.
Val something. I forgot her name.
Bro, Valkyrie,
No, it's not Valkyrie.
not
I
that
forget.
one.
Valkyrie's the
I know who you're
Intercontinental
talking
champion,
about.
but she's a
I can't
champion right
remember her
now.
name.
Her and Julia in Japan had bangers, and damn, I want to remember her name because she's really good. But that those two together, like they help that division for sure. There's a lot. You about to look it up now, huh?
I'm
But
on the
like,
game. I'll just back out and go to the roster.
yeah, but
Look at me.
it's one of those like now the women are really like you want to talk about the revolution at the time. They're really taking over NXT, and they honestly could have their own freaking show. They should have Glow, like how Glow is.
I wouldn't be mad about that, honestly. Just let them have their own show. But then, I mean, it would have its own issues. I think people would complain about certain things, especially with now. At least you notice on the game, they even let the dudes like they made me spear a lady earlier, and I was like, "This is weird."
You can have intergender matches in there like crazy. All right,
Yeah.
so all right, like we talked wrestling, we talked WrestleMania. Now you guys are like you got the game going on, Todd. Have you done the island yet?
No, is it? I didn't think it would be open yet. I figured it would. The servers weren't all the way up. Are they up? Up?
Well, so I have a problem with mine because it says I'm too young to be in the island, and I'm like bullshit. Like, what kind of 2K like server am I in to say that I am too young? I was like, thank you for telling me I'm young, but bro, get me in the fucking island. But I don't know.
Did you take the game up or did your kid?
I
Because
did.
it asked your birthday, I think, at the beginning, didn't it?
Oh shoot! You know what's funny? You're right. You're right. I was putting today's date. I'm I'm
Oh my
one
goodness.
I'm 1 day old. What the hell?
Hey,
Okay. I didn't embarrass myself on the damn chat.
no, man.
Golly.
No, man.
Just put in March 7th, 2025. Every time they ask me, I don't have time to read, bro. Like I'm like, all right, it's a date. Okay, they want today's date. You're right. It's my birthday, and now I could fix that. But look, like I said, I,
Yeah.
hey, when you get the game, Jack, what's gonna be your wrestling name?
It's
I'm telling you,
I'm
that's
trying.
I introduced myself already. I'm the $1 man, Fred DiBiase. You know what I'm saying?
Red. Yeah. Okay.
Was you talking
Red.
about Roxanne Perez earlier? That's not who he was talking about, was it?
No, 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 no.
That's who's
I'm
the champion on this game.
no, I'm gonna look her up right now while Jackson cooks.
Yeah, I need some time to cook her though.
Hold on, I gotta find her real quick. I think she's from Colombia. What is her name?
I'll tell you this. On the Rikishi one, you have to hit a finisher on Stone Cold real quick. You get like 30 seconds. He every time he freaking reverses it, and then I don't have a finisher, and I can't do it. And I'll
Bro,
tell you, of games that make me mad, I don't know why, but this one in showcase mode is up there always. It always makes me mad.
and you would think it would be something better. You know what I mean? Like last year's wasn't bad to me. I mean, I liked it, but I will say I love the fact that someone that looks like me, that looks like my kids, are they're portraying the whole bloodline. And the best part about it, some of these Samoan and Tongan wrestlers are debuting this year. So Jacob Fatu's dad, right? He's never been in any game, and he's finally in the game. I can't even recall the last time you saw Peter Maivia in a game. Like I don't remember that, right? Then
I never.
you have Umaga, but having Jamal and Rosie, the 3 minute warning, that's pretty dope.
I like that. I'm about to run some shit with those two.
Yeah, like you have three
If I ever
minutes.
unlock them.
Yeah, it's gonna take time. That's the only thing I hate about it. But like I said, just all right. Jack's gonna cook after I say this statement about it. It says I love the fact the impact of Roman Reigns getting this game to just look at this bloodline and like again. Tim's like, don't you get tired of trying to prove that Yokozuna is your cousin? I was like, no. I was like, At this point, I don't care. But when I was a kid, I used to make that a thing. Cause oh no, he's Japanese. No, he's Samoan. Blah blah blah. So I'm just proud to see a lot of his story there. And then like I said, there's a lot of them that you never seen before. Like the Samoan SWAT team coming out is pretty dope. Having 3 minute warning. I just love the fact that my people are being displayed on this one. And I would wish 2K, I hope you're listening. I know they're not, but someone tag them. I just wish you guys keep hard copies of these games because I would love a case of that cover that y'all have with the bloodline. That is a fire. Like if you want to see my phone, look at my cover. I put the damn thing on there, bro. You know what I mean?
I swear to
It's a
God,
freaking beautiful cover, and I would love like a 10 type of PS5 case for it. I'm saying like shit. Well, go ahead, Jack. I know you had something to say.
um, uh, where was I gonna start at? I was gonna start.
I gotta find this female's name. We gotta shout her out.
Oh, I was just gonna start. Yeah, Peter Maivia. I don't think I've ever seen Peter Maivia in a WWE game ever. For
Not
that
it.
matter,
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
none of the Samoan American wrestlers, none of the Samoan wrestlers, except for like maybe Umaga, Rosie, and
I mean,
like
Kishi's in them a lot.
in, huh?
Kishi's in them a lot. Kishi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rikishi's
What
in
you
that.
gonna name
Yeah,
your daughter Rakisha?
Rikisha. Rikisha.
You
But
get used to the way I message. I don't proofread shit.
Bro, this is bothering me. Okay, y'all can keep talking. I really want to find this.
yeah, it's I think it's fire to have, you know, like the Wild Samoans, Peter Maivia, all of those guys in this game. And yeah, shout out to Roman Reigns for that,
Mm.
you know. And shout out to 2K for that fire ass cover, the Bloodline cover. That junk was fire. When I seen it, I was like, yeah, I know my boy Felecki going crazy over that bitch.
Yeah, they're
So what I think
Man,
helped the most, especially with Samoans in wrestling, right, and helped with the image of it, right. First, it started with The Rock. You got away from you got. They always made them bad guys, big bruisers, right? They did it with Umaga too.
hmm
Even though Umaga, to me, didn't get pushed enough, and that's what slowed him down. Like they're bad about sometimes about if you have that devastating guy who can play that role, like Solo did when he was Roman's sidekick, you got to really run with it. You know what I mean? Um, but like I was saying, The Rock did a good job of kind of getting away from it and making Samoan characters more mainstream. You know what I mean? And then really with
right,
the Usos are the ones who I think because they came in, they're not big, they don't come off as big tough guys. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
They're you know hip hop guys. They're rapping on their intros now, and you know what I mean. They're not big bruisers, and I
yeah,
think that helped because they're more relatable that way. You know what I mean?
right.
that's a
Because
good
your
point.
son's probably not going to be 300 pounds. You know what I mean?
Like no,
They
he gonna
skinny
be
boy,
yeah.
but they're wiry. Sorry,
Stephanie Stephanie Vacuur. That's her name.
no, I don't know what you said, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it. Yeah,
Me
she's
neither.
good. She's good.
Yeah.
She's really good. But that's the one I was talking about. She's really her and Julia had bangers in that time frame. But yeah, man. Look, I ain't trying to, take any more of y'all time. We hit that, limit. Go ahead. You have something?
One more
Yeah,
thing, and I gotta take this credit. When we can. Is when Jacob showed up. Only two people in our group. I don't know if Jax knows him, but me and you knew him already. Well, obviously you, but you was surprised when I knew who he was because I had watched MLW.
Oh, so you know what? We're not gonna stop because I like this topic because majority of our group is diehard WWE, right? And then like sometimes they have to use us as information for everything outside of that. So like with Jacob, we used to always mention him all the time, like, yeah, he's gonna come to the bloodline. And no one really cooked besides you and me about it. And I remember Mario being like, bro, I'm in love with this guy. And I'm like, bro, we've been trying to tell you this whole time about this guy. So how do y'all feel about him so far? Like, I know everyone's like, like they're glazing this guy now, but how do you like? I don't even know where they're going with this storyline. That's what I told. That's what I said when they broke up Solo being the tribal chief. Like, what the hell are you gonna do with Jacob? What the hell are you gonna do with Tama? Like, where do you see that? Because I think Jacob is now lost in the sauce, and I hope he gets a Intercontinental Championship run going or a U.S. Championship, something mid card run real quick.
He gonna have the same problem Umaga did because of the gimmick he plays, right?
Right.
Those guys are sidekicks. That's the gimmick, right? They're bruisers. Hey, go beat the crap out of that dude. Which is why it didn't work with Solo. He's not the leader. He didn't come off like Roman did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Jacob will go as far as his availability and ability to switch gimmicks, right? So Jericho was so good for so long because why? You never knew what you were gonna get. He went from one top tier gimmick to another. You got to be able to balance your gimmicks. And that's sometimes you'll find one gimmick and it'll get you middle of the way, right? Gold Dust. He was screwed. Yes, that gimmick got him started, but he wasn't going anywhere with it, right? The Rock had the problem early in his career, right? Until he became The Rock.
Yeah.
Stone Cold
Rocky
was never going to be the ring master. You know what I mean? It don't work.
The damn ring.
Mean Mark had to turn into the Undertaker, and then once that was the one of the top gimmicks, he was able to stick with it. But even he switched to the badass, which honestly I like the American Badass better than I did the Dead Man.
That was a good one. That's a good one. Jack, did you know about Jacob prior to?
Prior to WWE, I've heard rumblings about him. I've seen maybe like a couple of matches of his, but it was just when he jumped to WWE, it was like, okay, yeah, like I should have been paying more attention now than I am right now. But the one guy that I'm paying attention to
I already
is
know where you're going.
Vilify 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Vilify 2.
I'm telling you,
Who?
Zilla.
Oh, Zill's pretty good, yeah.
So I will tell you, like, as much hype as you're giving him, Jack, I'm gonna hand it back to you. At one point, when the rumblings, once they had the new bloodline already formed with the Tongans and Jacob and Solo, they kept saying, "Oh, Zilla's next." At that point, he wasn't ready, right? Now he has this feud with Booker at ROW right now, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's a really
yeah.
good. And I'm sitting there like, I think Booker is getting him ready right now. I think this storyline is just to help because right now he's doing more promos. Because at one point it was just his YouTube. Shout out to his YouTube. I watch it a lot, and his mom too. She's dope. But Zilla at the time was not doing enough promos. Now because he's feuding with Booker, Booker is forcing the mic in his hand and say, "Look, man, you're up
Right.
next." This is how I feel. I'm not saying it's true. I feel like, hey, we're almost ready to sign you because from an article I read, he already gave rights to WWE for something. I think it was his name to already like patented with WWE. So like I know he's going there, but it's just when. How you feel about? Go ahead, talk because you was over here like as soon as you said Zilla.
Man,
Go ahead.
man. I don't, but yeah, like you said, man, he was and I was watching him a little bit too before the feud with Booker, and he was never really talkative. He never really talked a lot. Never did like you know too long promos. He just hey, I'm with the smoke. What's up? But now with the feud with Booker and everything, and leading up to their match, but it's like they Book was cooking, man.
Yeah.
Book cooking, Zilla was cooking, and the way the match went down is making him, look. They putting him over, and it's like, man, yeah, Zilla's next up. It's like, oh man, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for him to walk out of there, or somebody, pull the hood down or something, and be like, "That's Zilla part two." Oh shit, I'm like, oh yeah, now we cooking. Let's go.
See, that's the thing. Like you're talking about Zilla getting better on the mic. You know, that's a thing that in WWE especially you have to be good at because you don't
Have
have to be a great wrestler. You can be an average wrestler, right? LA Knight, he's not great in the ring, but he's good on the
no.
mic. Bray Wyatt was look at John Cena. You're never gonna get me to say John Cena was good in the ring. Average, right? But he could talk, boy, and that's what. Even The Rock's not. He was never great in the ring. He was
Facts.
okay, but he
Yeah,
could tell
no.
you a story quick. I like quick stories in wrestling. Quick.
Let's go, man.
Mhm.
Hey, so I will
Zilla,
tell you.
Zilla, go
No,
ahead.
no, no, go. No, I want you to. I want.
But I'm gonna say I think a lot of why me and you, Fred, know some of these more obscure wrestlers is kind of like how we know the more obscure football players and stuff sometimes too. It's that we get into the scouting aspect of it.
I love
You
it.
know what I mean? That's the coming up is what I like. I don't care what they do once they get there sometimes.
That's a great point because another thing you brought up in the chat was, and it was in our route tree chat, is this is your favorite time of the year, right? The off season, and
Oh
and
yeah.
it is mine.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Okay.
mine too.
Man, listen, I can listen at you talk all day about the off season, free agency, everything.
I
Cause
loved it.
like, man, listen. I always said to myself, if I ever end up owning a pro sports team, I'm hiring your ass as my GM. Facts.
Hey, look, and then I'm gonna hire freaking Todd because he has that same passion. I just love the fact the what ifs of people, right? Just knowing like well, I really dive into these drafts. So like the first thing I do, like I'll have me like a little cocktail right here, same little setting that I'm in right now, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go down this top 10 list of quarterbacks, and then I'll start scouting and start watching film, and it's like ooh, and then I'll hit Todd in our chat. If you want, I'll add you to the route tree chat so we can talk football too. Let me know what sports you're into. We have multiple like Todd and me will go back and forth from like 5 different group chats talking different shit, and it goes like I'll accidentally talk wrestling in our NFL chat. Like, oh shit, wrong chat. It gets like that's how crazy it gets in there. It gets a little slow now because the time difference. Because I'll cook at nighttime, but y'all all like at work, or when I cook, y'all
Bobby
sleep.
Sweet.
Yeah. So it's like I don't get a response yet, but there's sometimes there's like a perfect timing where we can get interactions like at this point. But yeah, just like in wrestling, like I love looking at who's next. And you had a good point too, Todd. I'll let you say something because you're about to. I like that point. It was like, oh hey, you're up here, yeah, oh, whatever. I want to see who's next down here. Let's go back down here again. And Zilla's, I think, is one social media got him hyped. Like everyone knows Zilla, right? But his
Mhm.
craft, I think his craft is there now. I just don't see where they put him in WWE. Do they tag him with Jacob again? Because they were a hell of a tag team in the Indies. Or like, what storyline will you bring out of this? Like, where do y'all see that? Or how do you
I think
see
it's
it?
something you got to be careful with too. Is you don't want to flood the market. You know what I mean? And like I told you, Samoan wrestlers tend to get typecasted.
Yeah.
So again, you got to be careful. You don't want to flood the market. Zilla isn't. He's not super.
No, he's like the Usos
He's
frame.
small, right?
Yeah, he's an Uso
Yeah.
frame.
So they needed to go a little out of the box with him. I would think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could tag with Jimmy. I mean, Jimmy's not a good solo guy like Jay is.
Yeah. He's
He
funny
doesn't have
though.
the personality. And that's fine. He is funny, but he's low key funny. You know what I mean? Kind of like
Yeah.
Sammy. Kind of like low key funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, why wouldn't you put Zilla with an experienced guy like Jimmy in tag team? That would be good, and it gives
I,
Jimmy something to do. Is he
that's
going to
true.
get buried by himself?
Mhm. Mhm.
Where do you see it though, Jack?
No. And mm, I say whatever y'all do, just whatever they do, whoever signs them, like just make him. Hold on, just a minute.
Make him different. So I will say this. Um, Lance on Lance on Hawaii is still in NXT. He's still trying to get on the tapings right now. So it's like
He's where?
he's with NXT. He's already signed. He's already been down at the developmental. I can say that word fast, but he's in Orlando right now, and he's been there for at least I want to say 5 months now, like when they announced it. Him and then Hikaleo is there too. They just haven't given them nothing to do yet. And it was like, I don't know, now that the bloodline kind of died out, I don't think that's, I thought that was part of what they were going towards was bringing Lance, Anoa'i, and Hikaleo. Because if no one knows who Hikaleo is, he's Tama and Tangaloa's little brother, little big brother, because that motherfucker tall. But
Yeah, he's big.
that three, like he sucks. I'm like he's not that good, but just a presence of a tall person.
Wasn't Lance on MLW too?
No, yes, he was. He was on MLW. He was
He's not as
tagging
good
with.
either, I don't think.
No, he's solid. He's not that good, Mike wise either.
Yeah.
But he has the same frame as the Usos. The only thing I hate is like he kind of like dressed it like the old Usos with the paint, minus the paint. He has the shorts and the short sleeve. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. But with Zilla, I think he's different because I think you don't change him because of his social media platform. It has already given him that Houston gangster like type vibe, right?
Yeah.
Right, like he's H-Town to like down, like you don't want to touch that. You want to keep him that way. You don't like how they're doing
Taking
Jacob.
with somebody like Jackson.
Yeah, like but
The full trick up
the
too.
same way with Jacob. They're letting Jacob be him. Like he got that Sacramento slang like coming out on the
Yeah.
mic. You know what I'm saying? So like they're allowing them to cook like that. Yarami, that's a Bay Area thing, but hey, I digress. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
I
Keith the
love
Sneak.
Solo.
See, and I don't know what's going there, but yeah, for Zilla, I just hope they do it right. You know what I mean? Do him justice. Keep
Facts.
him the way he is. I think it would be good for him to go to NXT and, like you said, feud with a Trick, or there's a
Hold
lot of
on.
there's a lot. All right, there's a lot of potential there. And Jack, you were doing something, but I wanted you to continue.
Oh, I was just about to say just now, feud with a Trick is wild. That's crazy.
Oh shit!
Feud with a
Fucking bang my head on my own damn mic. That's the second time I did this in the podcast. God damn.
Lord, but yeah, like with Zilla, just like Ty said, don't make him, don't flood the market first of all, and don't make him like just the typical Samoan bruiser. You know what I'm saying?
The Samoan
And
Savage is
like,
what they called it.
yeah, something, yeah, like that.
Right.
You know,
Right. Yes.
All right. Any
uh,
last words before I call this a cast? Any wild takes that you want to say before I say goodbye, and then like we take it to the chat because your boy
man,
got to
listen,
They
go
need to bring
get
more
some
factions
groceries.
back.
I'm gonna
More
tell folks,
factions.
I'm
Yeah,
tell folks right now, listen, don't listen, don't do the right thing, and just be like, oh, I'm gonna let somebody else handle it. No, crash out right now.
hey, the
Like I
faction
say,
part, I'm gonna leave that
listen,
faction one though until next time we talk.
listen. Like I said, man, I'm 2025 John Cena on Chris Benoit timing.
Whoa.
Let's
Whoa.
go. Let's
All
go.
right, look, like, comment,
Let's
subscribe
go.
to the Sunflex podcast. This is the Figure Four episode. I don't know what number we on now, but hey, listen again. T Max, always a pleasure. Jackson, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Welcome. And hey, I'm looking forward to more of these. Y'all just gotta let me know. And this is the timing. I think this timing that we just did, it's perfect. I got my setup. I'm ready to go. As you can see,
Yeah.
say hi to Korea. You know what I'm saying? But
No
again,
thanks.
again, it's always a pleasure, guys. And we'll talk again later.
Holler at Flex.